In this video we are going to look at Adobe's new Lightroom 3. We're going to highlight some of the new features on offer and also ask the burning question, is it now a viable alternative to its big brother Photoshop CS5? People that have already used Lightroom will be familiar with the interface, and it's remained largely unchanged. A lot of the work has gone on behind the scenes. So let's take a look at some of the new things on offer. Importing images into Lightroom is now easier than ever, and it's certainly a lot faster. And this is great news, as our archives seem to be growing into the tens, if not hundreds of thousands of images, and also the file sizes of our cameras seems to be getting bigger. So let's just bring in a couple of raw files and we can just see how quickly it loads in. So just import photos, and a new window comes up, and I'm just going to import some raws from a folder that I've just put in here. And let's just make sure that everything's checked, and then just down to import, and then you can see them just coming into our library here, and that's about 30 raw files in just a couple of seconds, which is really pretty fast and great news. And then you can see that we have our library here. Another great way to get your images into Lightroom is to shoot tethered. So this just means connecting your camera to your computer and then activating the camera through Lightroom. And if you're a photographer working in a home studio shooting still lives or portraits, then this is a really, really great feature. So let's just go up to File, down to Tethered Capture, Start Tethered Capture. We can just designate where our images are going to go to, whether there's any metadata applied, etc. Just click OK for the moment. Then you can see I've got an EOS 7D attached to my computer via USB cable. I can see some of the basic control settings here: shutter speed, ISO, white balance, aperture, etc. I can even designate some creative settings here from this drop down menu. For start with, I'm just going to take a normal shot, and over here we have the capture button, so we can control the camera and actually take the picture from the Lightroom interface. So let me just turn around, wave at the camera, press the capture button, and there you can see there's a nice picture, actually not such a nice picture, but there's a picture of me in my recording booth, and you can obviously see that if you were using a still life, then that would be great. Let's just have a look and just see if we apply let's try a selenium tone. Take another picture, there we go, and you can see it's relatively quick, certainly a lot quicker than taking a card out of your camera, putting it into your card reader and loading your images in that way. Just a few minutes and then the style is attached. I'm shooting raw, so there you go, there's the selenium tone, which is a really good tool to help you pre-visualize your shots. Of course, it's a raw file, so you can always go back and just tweak your original images. So that's a really great feature. I think something that's going to be very popular in Lightroom. Many of the advancements that Adobe have made with Lightroom 3 have gone on behind the scenes, and nowhere is this more evident than in the raw processing. They have rewritten the raw processing engine from the ground up with new algorithms that are so good, they claim, that you might want to actually go back and reprocess many of the raw files in your archive. And they've even made this easy too. You can go up to Library here, down to Find Previous Photos that have been processed, and here we have one, and we can click on that, click to the Develop mode, and let's just shrink that a little bit, and you can see this little icon here, and I can update this so that it reprocesses it with the new set of algorithms. So let's just click on that and press Update and see what happens. We can even get a before and after. And let's just go in and have a slightly closer look. Okay, so it is difficult to see any major significant difference, but I have gone through some other images and noticed a little bit of a difference. Probably not enough to make a compelling reason to reprocess my entire archive, but certainly if I'm revisiting some images, then I would run them through the new process. So this is a great feature, and raw processing is now better than it has ever been before. Another major benefit in the Develop module is the noise correction, and let's just take a look at that. So let's just go up to Tethered Capture. Let's just start that. I've got my Sane Canon set up there, and I'm just going to take a quick shot, and I've got it set to 6400 ISO. There you go. which should be pretty noisy. So let's let that load in. There we go. Not the greatest shot in the world, but let's go over to, let's close out of that. Let's go to the develop window and let's just come down, and we are in the detail tab here, which we can just open there, the detail tab there. And let's just look at our original, because you can see that that is pretty noisy. Let's go for a before and after. I'm just going to go in a little bit closer. And let's just start playing with some of these parameters here. Let's just, you can see, if we just start cranking these up, that we are getting really outstanding noise reduction. And that's looking really good. Let's just go a bit higher there. And you can see how we've still got good, sharp, well-defined lines on the edge here. And I'm zoomed in, and the noise reduction is really quite incredible. And that is a great new feature on Lightroom 3. And another great feature on the develop tag is also the lens corrections. And this will enable you to correct any of the barrel distortions or vignetting that are characteristic to certain lenses. Let's see if we can just pick up, and it's also, if I've enabled the profile corrections here, and it's picked up the specific lens I've got, and now we'll make all the corrections that are appropriate to that. And again, that's a really great feature. You can also customize this so that your if your lens is not on this detected by the software, that you can also just create your own parameters, and you can get creative with that too. Other than that, the develop module is pretty similar to the Lightroom 2, and of course the ability to add graduated filter effects, make selected adjustments, cropping, etc. are all very similar to how they were before, which was exceptionally good. In the other modules, Slideshow Print and Web, we get the back end of the total workflow solution. So after managing and importing our images or shooting tethered, developing them, processing our raw files, we can now show them off in a slideshow. This is not new to Lightroom, but some of the templates are slicker and it's a little bit more sophisticated than on previous versions of Lightroom. The print module is great for making packages, contact sheets, prints. You can put in your parameters for your printers and control your whole workflow from here. And again, some of the templates for creating your own website are very slick and great to use and easy to use too. If we just go back to this module here as well, and I can just show you, this is a great feature as well. If you wanted to upload your images to Flickr, you can do that very easily too, and that is a great feature for sharing your images. It doesn't have to be Flickr, you can publish to other online photo services too, but it is a great way to just complete the whole process inside Lightroom 3. So all in all, we have a complete workflow solution, and I really am impressed by the performance that Lightroom 3 has shown. So much so that if you are a photographer that doesn't meddle too much with their pictures and that just wants to remove the odd spot, add some graduated filters, make a few selected adjustments, and then share your images or print them quickly in one piece of software, then this really is a viable alternative to Photoshop CS5, and I can see it being very, very popular with serious photographers that want a simple total workflow solution.